Hello and welcome to the Service des Langues. I'm going to explain to you the L1 English Self-Study Programme for students in L1 BCST and PCST. In L1 BCST and PCST this year, you will have a total of 24 hours of English, 18 hours with a teacher, and 6 hours of self-study. The theme in L1 is education and issues in education in Anglo-Saxon countries, and there are 3 main objectives. You will have to do a presentation or a sketch on a theme about education or higher education. You will have to pass a midterm evaluation which will test specific grammar points. And you will have to pass the final test based on the Cambridge exams PET, Preliminary English Test, and FCE, the first certificate in English. The objective level is B1+, B2-. This self-study programme is to help you prepare and achieve these 3 objectives so that you validate English in L1. The 6 hours of self-study is divided into 2 parts. 4 hours in the multimedia room using specific software and resources, and 2 hours anywhere which has a connection to eCampus. Specific Cambridge exam exercises on eCampus will help you prepare for the final test, a test based on the Cambridge PET and FCE exams. But this will be towards the end of semester 2, so I'll speak about this later. So here is the multimedia room. There are computers with language software for you to use, books, novels and magazines for you to read and borrow, and a teacher is there at specific times to help and answer your questions about anything connected to English. You can find the opening times on the website of the Service des Langues. The first thing you'll need to do when you come for the first time is to sign up in the database with your student card. We'll show you how to do this, it's very quick. We can then keep track of the work you do here. The software and resources in the multimedia room for students in L1 are the following. Road to IELTS will help you work on general language skills. You should focus only on part 10 as the theme is education. TenseBuster will help you revise specific grammar points according to your level from the placement test. So for example, if your level is A1, A2, you should work on the present tenses, these past tenses, question formation, comparatives, question tags, and modals. But if you have the level B1, B2, you should work on all of the grammar points for the A1, A2 levels, plus the present perfect, indirect questions and negative questions, question tags, the definite article and the conditional. But your teacher will give you more information about the grammar points to study. There are also listening and reading documents on the theme of education. We recommend that you do at least 2 listening documents and 2 reading documents. You can choose any document which interests you from any level. You do not have to do them all, and you do not have to do them in order. These are simply Word and PDF documents which you can take a copy of and continue to work on from home if you wish. On the first page you have the article, vocabulary exercises and comprehension questions, and then you have the answers on the next pages to check and compare with your own answers. During the semester, you will need to choose and briefly present one of the documents to the teacher in the multimedia room to obtain stamp number 2 on your attestation de travail. During this mini interview, the teacher in the multimedia room will ask you to briefly present an article of your choice from these listening or reading documents. You can do this at any time during the semester, but don't wait until the end of the semester, as it will be very busy. The teacher will also ask you to present your logbook, your carnet de bord, and to check your vocabulary list and test to see if you know these words. Now remember, only a teacher can do this, not a student tutor. So make sure you check the times of the multimedia room to see when a teacher is present, not a student tutor. You'll find the opening times on the Service des Langues website. As you work, we want you to fill in a logbook, a carnet de bord. Every time you come to work in the multimedia room or work at home, write down what you did. This will help you visualize and remember what you've learnt. It's also essential that you keep a list of new vocabulary. And there's also a list of 33 keywords in the brochure about education. Your teacher will test you on these words in the semester, so make sure you learn them all. When you've finished your 4 hours of self-study in the multimedia room, you can ask to have the third stamp on your attestation de travail stamped. For the 2 hours of work on eCampus, this is the equivalent to 6 PET or FCE preparation exercises. Choose 2 reading, 2 listening, and 2 use of English or grammar activities to prepare you for the final test. A student tutor or a teacher in the multimedia room can check this work on eCampus and give you your 4th and final stamp. Now, you can choose to only do 3 hours of work in the multimedia room and replace the 4th hour with a conversation session. These are small, informal conversation groups organised at lunchtime or at the end of the day to help you practice your oral expression and chat about subjects which interest you. You can find information on the website of the Service des Langues. So when you have 1 stamp for signing up in the database, 1 stamp for presenting one of the listening or reading documents to a teacher in the multimedia room, 1 stamp for the 4 hours of work in the multimedia room, or 3 hours of work in the multimedia room and 1 conversation session, and 1 stamp for completion of 6 exercises on eCampus, you have completed and validated your 6 hours of self-study. Now, don't forget, if you do not validate this work, 5 points will be deducted from your final grade. So, once you've got your brochure, you've watched this video and created an account in the multi-room database, you're good to go. If you have any questions, you can get information here. Good luck!